Well, today we are taking a live look at the Texas Capitol, where the Senate passed a package of bail reform bills. The goal here being to keep people in jail if they're considered a threat to the public.
3 bills passed the chamber with bipartisan support, making this the 3rd session in a row the Senate has passed bail reform. In the past, the bills have failed to pass in the Texas House. KVUE's Daniel Perot is live at the state capitol for us this afternoon. And Daniel, lawmakers added an amendment related to a high-profile Travis County case.
Lawmakers adopted that amendment. They say it is necessary because of the Stefan Morrison murder case out of Travis County. It relates to who gets bail and exactly how bail is set. By and large, defendants are able to get bail and a pretrial release as long as they're not charged with capital murder. A handful of senators did vote against the package today, but like in previous legislative sessions, most senators supported the bail reform package. The Texas Senate advancing legislation Wednesday to keep people charged with violent crimes in jail while they await trial.
Our first and foremost duty as legislatures is looking out for the safety and well-being of the citizens of Texas and the constituents that elect us.
Senate Bill 9 would require a judge, not a magistrate, to set the initial bond for a defendant who's on parole at the time they are charged with a new crime.
By requiring that the elected officials, the elected judiciary, make the most important decisions for the most serious offenders, it brings transparency for the public.
It would also expand the list of crimes that a person cannot be released on with a personal bond.
You have to look at the circumstances, but the judge still has full discretion on this.
Senate Joint Resolution 1 would allow judges to deny bail for immigrants charged with a felony if they're in Texas illegally. Senator Nathan Johnson, a Democrat from Dallas, worries the language is too broad.
There may be an impetus to narrow the scope of this somewhat, and I think we should all take a look at that.
Senate Bill 40 bans cities and counties from giving taxpayer dollars to nonprofits that pay for bail bonds.
This bill is based entirely on misinformation and false claims.
The Texas Bail Project says it has never received public funds from Texas cities or counties, and payments highlighted by lawmakers during a bill hearing last week were refunds. When asked about that, state lawmakers say they want to be proactive in preventing it.
I don't know if it was happening. I don't know what was happening. I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm just saying I want to make darn sure that it never happens.
Critics say low-income Texans could be stuck in jail if they're not able to pay bond and don't have the support of nonprofits. They argue this will place more burden on the state's already overcrowded jails.
Pretrial detention burdens defendants and their families while also placing a significant hardship on society as a whole.
The bills now go to the House. The Senate has now passed bail reform 3 times, but each time it has died in the House the past 2 legislative sessions. We'll see what happens this session. Tomorrow, the Senate is expected to take up Senate Joint Resolution 5. That's a constitutional amendment that would give judges more discretion and power to deny bail to certain defendants. Live at the Capitol, Daniel Perot, KVUE News.